Have you ever been in a spot where you felt like you didn't matter much to other people? Have you had a time when you finished a task really well, shared a smart idea, or did something that truly helped, and still no one thanked you or gave you credit? I know that hurts. Sadly, even when you choose the right thing, try to help everyone, and make yourself easy to reach, some people won't notice, or they might act like they don't see your real value. If you keep chasing the approval of people who won't recognize your work, your heart can sink, and fixing that mess can be very hard. It's a lousy feeling, and it stings even more when it's someone close to you, like family, friends, or the person you're dating. Stoic thinking says we shouldn't count on praise from others because that's not in our hands, and it might never come. What other people do or don't do is outside your control, which means their praise might show up late or not at all. Waiting around for applause is a sure way to feel let down. So don't build your peace on something you can't steer. But what if I told you there are ways to become important in someone's life and to be noticed more often? If you learn and use what we're about to share, this change can happen. There are a few steps that help you stay near the top of someone's list. By following these 9 steps, you can help the people you care about feel that you truly matter and that you are always a priority in their lives. Now that you see the problem clearly, it's time to change your approach and learn the fix. Let's move forward. Before we start, please make sure you stay with this video all the way to the end, because every single step is important. Step 1. Create the fear of losing you. This is one of the strongest tricks of the mind, and when used carefully, it can make another person suddenly see how much you mean to them. People usually act faster when they think they are about to lose something than when they are simply offered a chance to gain it. The thought of losing what they already have creates urgency, like a flame under their feet. If you want someone to treat you as a true priority, you must gently awaken that fear inside them. The way to do this is not by yelling, begging, or demanding attention, but by quietly pulling your energy away. Stop handing them all your secrets and feelings as if they were the only person in the world who mattered. Show them, without words, that your time and your heart are not things they can take for granted. Spend more moments with other people, let your laughter be heard elsewhere, and let your presence become a little less easy to reach. This shift will plant a seed of worry in their mind. What if I'm losing them? What if they no longer need me like before? That little worry can grow into effort, making them work harder to keep you close. But this method is like fire. It can warm you, or it can burn everything down. If you pull away too far, they may feel abandoned and choose to let go completely. That is why balance is everything. Step back just enough to be noticed, but not so much that the distance feels permanent. When used with care, this technique can reshape the way they see you, turning neglect into appreciation. Step 2. Avoid being always available. The saying quality over quantity is often used in work, hobbies, and even food, but it fits perfectly in relationships too. If you want to become a true priority in someone's life, you cannot be like an open door that never closes. When you are always available at every moment, people slowly begin to expect it, and once they expect it, they stop appreciating it. What once felt special now becomes ordinary. This doesn't mean you should turn cold or only give your time when it benefits you. It's not about being selfish, it's about balance. If you are always rearranging your schedule, always saying yes no matter how tired you are, always bending yourself to fit into their plans, you will eventually feel drained, and they will begin to see your effort as something natural, almost invisible. The key is to show them without harsh words that you have a full life beyond them. Let them see that your time is precious, that your world is not built around waiting for their call or their message. When you spend your hours on your own passions, your own friendships, your own dreams, you become someone they must earn time with, not someone who is simply there whenever they want. This shift changes the way they see you. Instead of thinking, oh, they'll always be there, they start thinking, I need to make time for them before someone else does. Your presence becomes rare, and because it is rare, it shines brighter. It is like a star in the night sky, far away but impossible not to notice. And when you do choose to give your time, it feels like a gift, not a habit. Step 3. Maintain some mystery. People have always been drawn to what they don't fully understand. The unknown holds a special kind of power. It sparks curiosity, awakens imagination, and makes us want to lean in closer. In relationships, this same pull exists. When someone feels they already know every single thing about you, their curiosity fades. But when there are corners of your world they haven't yet explored, you become far more captivating. To be seen as a priority, you don't have to hide who you are, but you can leave a little space for wonder. Don't rush to reveal every thought, every story, and every detail about your past. Share pieces slowly, like turning the pages of a book one by one. Drop small hints about your hobbies, passions, or dreams instead of laying them all out at once. Let them connect the dots and keep guessing. Even the way you answer can add to the intrigue. Instead of explaining everything in detail, sometimes be playful, sometimes be vague. A smile without explanation, a short answer that leaves room for imagination. These things invite the other person to lean in and want more. Mystery isn't about building walls. It's about leaving a few doors unopened so curiosity remains alive. Over time, this sense of wonder becomes powerful. They start to look at you not just as someone ordinary, but as someone worth discovering again and again. You become like a story they can't stop reading, a puzzle they enjoy solving. And in that endless pool of curiosity, they begin to place you higher in their life, seeing you as a priority they don't want to lose. Step 4. Allow them to invest in you. This step is delicate, like balancing on a rope. If you lean too far to one side, you risk pushing people away. But if you manage it wisely, you can draw them closer than ever. The truth is simple. People value what they put effort into. Think about it. Who will see you as more important? Someone who has poured their time, energy, and attention into you, or someone who has done nothing at all? The answer is clear. The one who has invested will hold you higher. If you want to be seen as a priority, you must give them opportunities to invest in you. This doesn't mean you demand or manipulate. It means you create space for them to show effort. Let them offer you their time. Let them make small sacrifices. Let them step forward instead of always being the one who does it yourself. For example, don't accept plans you know you cannot keep. This teaches them that your time matters and should be respected. Show through your actions that being with you is not automatic. If you are not always free, if sometimes they have to wait, if they realize they must put in effort to share moments with you, then your presence begins to carry weight. You stop being just anyone, and instead become someone they see as a challenge worth winning. Challenges ignite interest, and interest grows into priority. But remember, this technique must be handled with care. If you demand too much, or if you make it nearly impossible for them to invest in you, frustration will replace desire. Moderation is the key. You must give them just enough space to prove their effort, while still rewarding that effort with your presence. Used in balance, this step can change the way they see you, not as an option, but as someone worth fighting for. Step 5. Prioritize your needs. This step is not about being selfish, it's about self-respect. To prioritize your needs means to protect yourself from situations where you are treated as an afterthought. If you constantly give up your own happiness just to be liked or noticed, you'll always end up feeling empty. Instead, you must learn to stand firmly in what you need, what you value, and what you deserve. Think about it this way. If you already know that someone cannot or will not treat you properly, why would you keep giving them space in your life? Staying close to those who don't value you is like watering a dead plant. It will never grow, no matter how much care you pour into it. By choosing to surround yourself with people who naturally see you as important, you raise the chances of being treated with the respect and attention you seek. The truth is, you cannot control how anyone else feels or behaves. You can't force someone to love you, to care for you, or to place you high on their list. But you can control how you treat yourself. If you place yourself last, others will likely do the same. If you place yourself first, others will begin to notice that your time, your energy, and your heart are valuable. So, the most powerful step of all is this: become a priority in your own life. Care for your mind, protect your heart, and nurture your dreams. When you hold yourself with dignity, others will follow your example. And even if some don't, it won't matter, because you will have already built the most important relationship of all, the one you have with yourself. Step 6. Don't make them the center of your life. There's an old truth about human nature. People often want what they can't easily have. When something feels too available, it loses its shine. But when it feels just out of reach, desire grows stronger. You've probably heard the saying, "The grass is always greener on the other side." It reflects the way people chase after what looks rare, valuable, or hard to get, rather than appreciating what is right in front of them. This wisdom applies to relationships as well. If you pour every second of your energy into one person, making them the center of your world, you risk overwhelming them or making them take you for granted. Instead, this step teaches you to keep your balance, have your own life, your own interests, and your own goals outside of them. When you do this, you send a quiet but powerful message. I am whole on my own. Your presence adds to my life, but it does not define it. By maintaining this kind of healthy distance, you spark curiosity. They begin to wonder what fills your time, what makes you glow, and what keeps you moving forward without them. This makes your presence feel valuable, not ordinary. It shows that you're not desperate for their attention, which in turn makes your attention worth far more when you choose to give it. Over time, they will begin to see you differently, not as someone clinging to them, but as someone standing strong, someone they must make an effort to keep close, and that effort is what transforms interest into value. The less you make them your whole world, the more they will want to be part of yours. Step 7. Stop initiating communication all the time. It's easy to fall into the habit of always being the first to call, the first to text, or the first to reach out. You do it because you care, because you want to keep the connection alive. But if you notice that you are always the one starting the conversations, it may be time to pause and rethink. Relationships should feel like a two-way street, not a road where only you are moving forward. At first, this step may feel strange or even wrong. You might think, if I want to matter to them, shouldn't I keep showing up? Shouldn't I keep proving I care? The surprising truth is no. When you are constantly initiating, the other person begins to expect it. Your effort becomes routine, and routine becomes invisible. Soon they stop valuing the energy you put in because they know you will always do it. The alternative is simple but powerful. Step back. Resist the urge to always be the one who reaches out. Give the silence some space and let it work for you. If the other person truly values you, curiosity and care will push them to contact you. They'll wonder, why haven't I heard from them? Do they miss me? That small spark of worry is often enough to make them take action. By doing this, you change the rhythm of the relationship. Instead of always chasing, you create balance. Your silence teaches them that your voice, your words, and your attention are not automatic. They are meaningful. And when they finally do reach out, it won't just be another message. It will be proof that they care enough to meet you halfway. Step 8. Create your own happiness. One of the most powerful lessons in life is learning that your happiness must come from within. If you want to be a priority in someone's life, you cannot make them the source of all your joy. Depending on another person to make you happy is like building your house on shaky ground. It will collapse the moment they step away. True strength comes from knowing how to fill your own cup first. Of course, it's wonderful to have someone who lifts your spirits, makes you laugh, or shares in your joys. But when you hand over the responsibility of your happiness to them, you set yourself up for disappointment. People are human, they get busy, they make mistakes, and they cannot always be there exactly when you want them. If your happiness depends on them alone, you will always feel insecure, always chasing after their approval. Worse still, when you live this way, you stop living for yourself. Your days revolve around their choices, their moods, and their priorities. Slowly, your own dreams and needs fade into the background. This is when resentment creeps in. You start to feel unappreciated, invisible, or even trapped. That's why creating your own happiness is not just wise, it's necessary. When you learn to enjoy your own company, pursue your passions, and find meaning in your own life, something magical happens. You stop appearing desperate for attention, and instead, you radiate balance and confidence. People are naturally drawn to those who seem complete, who shine from within, and who don't need constant validation to feel good about themselves. By creating your own happiness, you not only build a stronger life for yourself, you also become far more attractive in the eyes of others. They begin to see you as someone stable, someone independent, someone who chooses to share their happiness rather than beg for it. And that choice is what makes you a true priority. Step 9. Be willing to walk away. The thought of leaving someone you care about can feel heavy, even frightening. But sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is show that you are not afraid to walk away. By doing so, you send a clear message. I will not settle for less than I deserve. This isn't about playing games or proving a point, it's about self-respect. When you hold this kind of strength, people quickly realize that keeping you in their life is not automatic. It requires effort. The truth is simple. The right person will not risk losing you. They will see your value and treat you as a priority without needing constant reminders. You cannot control their feelings or their actions, but you can control your own choices. Choosing to walk away when you are not valued is one of the most powerful choices you can ever make. It tells the world and yourself that your worth is not negotiable. Of course, this does not mean you should expect instant recognition or constant praise. People will not always credit your actions or give you the appreciation you long for in the moment. But when you consistently live with integrity, when your actions align with what is right and fair, you will feel peace inside yourself. That peace is worth more than any fleeting approval from others. In time, people will begin to notice the quiet strength you carry. They will realize that you are not someone who begs for attention or clings out of fear. You are someone who knows their value, someone who would rather stand alone with dignity than stay where they are not respected. And that awareness, both in your heart and in the eyes of others, is what makes you truly unforgettable. These 9 steps form a path, each one building on the other, guiding you to become a priority in the lives of others without ever losing yourself. From creating healthy distance, to guarding your time, to building your own happiness, and finally to walking away when needed, all of it points to one truth. Value yourself first. When you live this way, you no longer chase importance in someone else's eyes. Instead, you naturally attract the respect, attention, and love you deserve. We've all gone through times when we felt ignored or like we weren't important to others. But it's important to remember that everyone's life path is different. And just because someone doesn't make you a priority doesn't mean you aren't valuable. Instead of letting these moments hurt your confidence, you can use them to grow and learn more about yourself. The most important thing is to put yourself first sometimes. Take care of your own happiness and well-being. Over time, people around you will start to notice and appreciate your worth. And even if others don't put you at the top of their list, you can and should give yourself the attention and care you need. This isn't being selfish. It's about loving yourself and making your own choices. When you do this, you can have healthier friendships and relationships, make choices that match your dreams, and enjoy a life that feels full and meaningful. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel.